Artificial intelligence. Okay, it's the buzzword that's, well, everywhere, right? But is it actually a game changer for your business, or is it more like, a cool futuristic idea that doesn't really affect the day-to-day?
That's exactly what we want to figure out today. Let's cut through all that hype and look at the real, tangible value of AI. We'll show how it's really shifting from just theory to being used every day in businesses big and small. Got some interesting sources here.
Yeah, and it definitely feels like more than just a trend. I keep hearing about this transformer era starting around 2017. What's that about? And how did it lead to this democratization of AI, making tools like AI as a service so well available?
Good question. So the Transformer era basically points to this big leap in AI model design, made them super powerful but also efficient. And that directly feeds into AI as a service, cloud tools you subscribe to. It really brought down the cost and the technical difficulty. You don't need a whole team building it from scratch anymore.
Okay, got it. So let's dive into the main engines here. Machine learning, ML, that's kind of the backbone, yeah. If someone's trying to just grasp what it does, how does ML help a business, get smarter?
Right, ML. Think of it as systems learning from data to make predictions. It's basically really advanced pattern recognition. And the amazing thing is how it optimizes operations, cuts costs, and helps make much better decisions. Good data is key, though.
And some examples are pretty powerful, like Virgin Money using ML for fraud detection. They hit 93% predictive power, caught over 86% of fraud just by looking at the top 10% of applications. That's huge efficiency.
Exactly. And think about recommendations. Amazon says up to 35% of sales come from ML suggestions. For Netflix, it's like 80% of what people watch.
Wow.
So building on machines learning from data, now they're also learning to understand us. That brings us to natural language processing, NLP.
NLP. Okay. So what's that mean for businesses swimming in text? Customer reviews, social media feeds, all that stuff.
Well, NLP lets computers understand, interpret, and even generate human language. So it pulls insights out of all that unstructured text. And it automates communication, too.
Like chatbots.
Exactly. Chatbots and virtual assistants. They can cut customer service costs by, say, 30–40%. We saw one case, a mid-sized e-commerce company saved about $150,000 a year because a chatbot handled 70% of the simple questions.
That frees up people, right?
Precisely. It's augmentation, not just replacement. People can handle the complex, empathetic issues.
Makes sense. Okay, third engine. Computer vision, CV. Machines that can see, interpret images, videos. How does that translate into business benefits?
CV automates visual tasks, often better than humans. Think quality control, safety checks. It has 100% attention, spots tiny flaws.
And we're seeing real results.
Oh, yeah. BMW cut defect rates by 30% using AI vision. Samsung saw 31% fewer returns on semiconductors. Even Walmart used it for inventory, cutting stockouts by 30% just by having systems that see the shelves.
Okay, so these tools are powerful. But what's the reality of adoption? Globally, you said it jumped from 20% in 2017 to 78% in 2024. Massive leap.
Huge leap.
But for small businesses, it sounds like the picture's a bit murky. Some reports say almost 90% use some AI. Others say maybe only 28%.
Yeah, there's definitely a perception gap there. It often depends on how you define adoption. Is using a simple AI writing tool adoption? Maybe. Small businesses do worry about cost, complexity, getting a return on investment.
Makes sense. Hurdles are there.
But the optimism is still pretty high. About 63% think AI will be important in their industry soon. And growing small businesses are almost twice as likely to be investing already.
So let's talk ROI, the business case. You mentioned framing AI as digital labor, not just tech cost. Can you expand on that?
Right. Think about it this way. If you invest, say, $500,000 in an AI solution, and it does the work equivalent to 3 people costing $450,000 a year, the ROI logic becomes really clear. It's labor cost offset.
Okay, that's a compelling way to look at it. And the actual savings.
They're significant. AI can be 70–90% faster than doing things manually. Error rates. Under 1% for AI versus maybe up to 20% manually.
Wow.
And productivity boosts are real. Generative AI tools can lift user performance by 66%. Workers using AI are often 33% more productive overall.
Yeah.
You're looking at potential cost cuts of 20–28%, often seeing ROI within 12 to 18 months.
That sounds almost too good to be true. Are there hidden traps?
Yes, definitely. A big one is underestimating costs when you go from a small pilot project to full production. Costs can balloon like 5 to 10 times if your data isn't clean or your infrastructure isn't ready. You need that solid foundation.
So planning and data quality are crucial from the get-go.
Absolutely. But get it right. The payoff is typically big. AI investments often yield 3.5 times their initial value. Some see up to 800% ROI over 5 years.
Okay, so wrapping this up, the final takeaway for you listening. AI isn't just hype, it's a fundamental shift, a strategic one.
Definitely. It delivers real, measurable ROI, cutting costs, boosting efficiency, driving growth. And remember that digital labor idea. It helps you scale smartly.
And critically, it's often about augmenting people, making their jobs better, more focused on higher value stuff, not just replacing them.
Exactly. It boosts productivity and job satisfaction, potentially.
So the real question for your business isn't if you'll adopt AI.
Right. It's how fast can you implement it effectively, maybe faster than your competitors. That's where the edge comes from.
Makes you think. What's the first small, manageable step you could take right now to just explore what AI could do for you?